Shalom, Israel. Shalom. And all those who are tuning in. Shalom. Big salute. Akmalek Domi. Shalom and big salute, Sister Mika. Shalom and big salute, Selena. And who else we got up in here? Shalom and big salute, Skeletal. Happy Feast of Trumpets, everybody. Happy Feast of Trumpets. For those who are observing it, you know. I know Israelites observe the holy days and feast days on different times, but I don't judge you as long as you observe them. Yes, there was the Feast of Trumpets at sundown, but I just want to have a testimony about it. When you're on this walk as an Israelite, we go through things, and this walk ain't easy. Life itself ain't easy. With all kind of setbacks, I've been going through a lot of stuff. I've been battling a lot of demons and going through battling his flesh, going through a lot of stuff as an Israelite man in Babylon or America or this whole world. If you're in this society as an Israelite man, you got everything against you. And when you in your thoughts and overthinking, sometimes it clouds your judgment. It takes your eyes off the prize. It takes your eyes off. It messes with your faith, you know. And, you know, when you have the woes of life weighing down on you, forget about what's important, which is the Most High in Christ and keeping the commandments, you know. But don't beat yourself up if you skip the feast day or forgot about it, saints, because we in captivity and we can only put our best foot forward, you know. And the Most High knows the circumstances you're going through in this life because he formed you in your mother's womb, brothers and sisters. Real talk. So I was just playing the sound of the shofar. I'm going to continue to play it. I have a shofar, but I'm not going to blow it. I'm probably not going to blow it, you know, because my spirit ain't where I want it to be at, you know, like I said. But I'm going to play. I'd rather play the sound of the shofar, but I'm going to read a few scriptures. And then we're going to just chop it up about a few things, you know. So let me go ahead and get my Bible. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Much appreciated. So let me go on. Matter of fact. Oops, it's a locky. Drop my sword. You know, because the Feast of Trumpets, you know, it was Friday sundown and Saturday sundown, but it's all good. Just like the Day of Atonement is next weekend. That's going to be the next feast day coming up, the Day of Atonement. Matter of fact, let me go to Leviticus chapter 23. Breaks down all the feast days of the Most High Yah. And it reads, I'm going to start at verse 1, and it reads, it says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. So you see, these are the feasts of the Lord, not of the so-called Jews or the fake Jews, not even the Israelites. These feasts belongs to the Lord. He ordained these feasts for Israel to keep. Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath, a rest, a holy convocation. Ye should do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. Now, some brothers and sisters have the circumstances they got to work on the Sabbath. I tell any Israelite, don't quit your job because you need money to survive, especially if you got a family. I ain't no over-religious Israelite. If you got to work on a Sabbath, you got to do what you got to do, brothers and sisters, because you got to maintain your household. I'm not going to be like one of these over-religious Israelites like in these camps. Oh, you got to quit your job? Quit your job, occulted, because if you be a buffoon and quit your job and you work on a Sabbath, those people in your congregation, they ain't gonna help you get another job. They're gonna be like, oh, you're on your own. I'm gonna pray for you, occulted. So you got to do what you got to do. You take that counsel with the Most High. You know, you take that counsel with the Most High, and if it is will, He'll make a way for you to find another job or lead you to another job. But you don't have to work on the Sabbath. But if you're working on the Sabbath, you do what you got to do, because you got to look at it like this: we in captivity. You know, we in captivity. We under the thumb of these Gentiles. You know, so you got to do what you got to do, brothers and sisters. Now, if you blessed not to work on the Sabbath, cherish it. You know, all praises. But all right, let's jump down to verse 24, Leviticus 23, verse 24, and it says, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, and the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation. You should do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. So you see, most of the feast days is a Sabbath. It's a high Sabbath. Like Passover, the Feast of Trumpets, the Feast of Tabernacles, all the holy days are really high Sabbaths. And most of the holy days begin at sundown and end at sundown the next day, like the regular Sabbath. Now I know you got some Israelites, they follow the lunar Sabbath. I follow the Saturday Sabbath, the 7-day Sabbath, from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. But like I say, sometimes your job might call you in to work on a Sabbath. Sometimes you might have to do what you got to do, you know. Your mom blew the trumpet last night. She sounded good. That's what's up. All praises. All praise. She blew the shofar, huh? That's what's up. That's all what's up, man. She blew the shofar. So, yes, indeed. And let's get a precept. Numbers 29, verse 1. And it says, and in the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, you shall have a holy convocation. You should do no servile work. It is a day of blowing the trumpets unto you. Now, the trumpet represent the coming of the king, Yeshua HaMashiach. Like in the kingdom, every time the horns being blown, they play a fanfare with trumpets. So the horns represent the coming of the king, Yeshua HaMashiach, who the world calls Jesus Christ, which we know and understand, overstand, and understand ain't no pale, effeminate European hippie that was painted by two fun boys in a Renaissance era. Real talk. But it's the memorial. All the feast days represents the memorial of Yeshua HaMashiach. Straight up. And the shofar is a powerful instrument. It's a very powerful instrument, the shofar. The shofar was used to blow down the walls of Jericho. Matter of fact, y'all just bear with me right quick. All right, let's go to the book of Joshua. Let's go to the book of Joshua. All right, let's go to Joshua chapter 6. The book of Joshua chapter 6. Let's start at verse 1. The book of Joshua, or Yeshua. Not Yeshua HaMashiach, but Yeshua, the servant, Yeshua, son of Nun. Because that's what Joshua is. You see, Joshua is the English version of Jesus. You see, instead of saying Jesus, Jesus is Latin. So his English name is Joshua. Yeshua, English name is Joshua. You got Joshua, son of Nun, and you got Joshua, the Messiah, or Yeshua, Joshua, son of Nun, and you got Joshua, the Messiah, or Yeshua HaMashiach. So Joshua, the book of Joshua, chapter 6, and I'm going to start at verse 1, and it reads, Now Jericho was straitly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out, and none came in. And the Lord said unto Joshua, See, I have given into thy hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor, and ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round about the city once. Thus say thou do 6 days, and 7 priests shall bear before the ark of 7 trumpets of ram's horn, And the seventh day ye shall compass the city 7 times, and the priests. And when ye hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a fall down flat. And the people shall unto them, take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of the Lord. Now you see the ark of the covenant, the ark of the Lord, Salakia. The ark of the Lord or the ark of the covenant represents the king, Yeshua HaMashiach. That's why the priests was had to stand in front of the ark. Like when they was marching, you had the priests blowing the shofars. You had the priest leading the charge or leading the march. And behind the priests, behind the 7 priests, was the Ark of the Covenant. You had Levites holding the Ark of the Covenant. Now, the Ark of the Covenant represent the power of the Lord or the king. Instruments playing in front of the king, Verse 7. And he said unto the people, pass on and compass the city, and let him that is on pass on before the ark of the Lord. Hold up a second. Let me remove this right quick. I'm going to play the horns again. All right. There we go. Verse 7. And he said unto the people, pass on and compass the city, and let him that is on pass on before the ark of the Lord. And it came to pass, when Joshua had spoken unto the people, that the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horns passed on before the Lord, and blew with the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them. And the armed men went before the priests that blew with the trumpets, and the reward came after the ark, the priests going on and blowing with the trumpets. And Joshua hath commanded the people, saying, ye shall not shout, nor make any noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth until the day I bid you shout. Then shall ye shout. Verse 11. So the ark of the Lord compassed the city, going about it once, and they came into the camp and lodged in the camp. And Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Lord, and 7 priests bearing 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of the Lord went on continually, and blew with the trumpets, and the armed men went before them. But the reward came after the ark of the Lord. The priests is going on and blowing with the trumpets. In the second day, they compassed the city once and returned into the camp. So they did 6 days. And it came to pass on the 7th day, they rose early about the dawning of the day and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times. They have their number again, 7. Man, that's the Lord's number. 777, 777. That's the Most High's number. Lucky number, man. 7, which means completion. The number of completion. Only on that day they compassed the city 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priests blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for the Lord hath given you the city, and the city shall be a curse, even it, and all that are therein, to the Lord. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are in her house. So you see, the Most High, he spared Rahab the harlot. She was a harlot, of another nation. She was a melanated woman, but she was of another melanated nation. She wasn't of the seed of Israel, but the Most High spares Rahab because she took in the spies of Israel in her house and hid them from the men of Jericho. So the Most High saw that and spared her house. Let me read it again. Verse 17. And the city shall be a curse, even it, and all that are therein, to the Most High. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that were sent. And ye, in any wise, keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves a curse, and make the camp of Israel a curse, and trouble it. But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Lord. They shall come into the treasury of the Lord. So you see, he gave them instructions to pillage all the treasures and stuff, like all the silver, all the gold, the vessels of brass, all the statuettes that was made out of brass and gold and silver and all that. That was to be in the treasure house of the Lord. That's the whole part of warfare. The spoils of war, you call that. Verse 20. So the people shouted when the priests blew with the trumpets, and it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat. So that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city, and they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, and ox and sheep and donkey, with the edge of the sword. So everything had to be taken out. Man, woman, child, the cattle, the sheep, everything in the city had to be destroyed by the sword. That was the commands of the Lord. Verse 22. But Joshua had said unto the two men that had spied out of the country, go into the harlot's house, and bring out thence the woman, and all that she hath, as ye swear unto her. And the young men that were spies went in, and brought out Rahab, and her father, and her mother, and her brethren, and all that she had. And they brought out all her kindred, and left them without the camp of Israel. And they burnt the city with fire, and all that was there pieces of brass and of iron they put in the treasury of the house of the Lord. So there you see, you had the shofar being used as a battle weapon in the battle of Jericho. A very powerful weapon, the shofar. Yes, indeed. But all right, let me play the shofar again. Let me go ahead and play the shofar. All right, again. Go ahead and mute up. Let's play the shofar. All praises to the Most High. Hallelujah. All esteem Yahuwah. Long live King Yeshua HaMashiach. You know, that's right. Yah is our strength. And like the shofar represents the coming of the King of Kings, the Master of Masters, Yeshua HaMashiach. You know, let's go to Genesis chapter 49. Genesis chapter 49, starting at verse 8. Verse 8 through 12. Genesis chapter 49, verses 8 through 12. And it reads, Yahudah, thou art whom thy brother shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Yahudah or Judah is a lion's whelp from their prey. My son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He crouched as a lion. And as a old lion, who shall rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Yahudah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and until him shall the gathering of the people be, binding his foal unto the wine, binding his foal unto the vine, and his donkey's coat unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. Verse 12, his eyes shall be rayed with wine, and his teeth white with milk. So that's talking about Yeshua HaMashiach, the Messiah. You can't get around that. That's a Masonic prophecy. You know, that's a Messianic prophecy. Excuse me, that's a Messianic prophecy. You know, that's a Messianic prophecy. Genesis chapter 49, verses 8 through 12 is talking about the Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach. You know, because you got some Old Testament Israelites, they deny the Messiah. You know, they deny him, but no. From Genesis to Revelation, you will hear the mention of a Messiah, which we know Yeshua HaMashiach, who the world calls Jesus Christ. But we knew he had a Hebrew name. Some people say Yeshua, Yahusha, or Yahawashah, however you want to call him. We knew he had a Hebrew name. But yeah, it mentioned that his eyes are going to be red with wine and his teeth white with milk, meaning he's going to have clean teeth, pearly white teeth. I'm talking about his teeth going to be so white, it's going to be unrealistic, but that's holiness, that represents holiness, man, you know, because he is holy. He's the unblemished lamb. Yeshua HaMashiach is the unblemished lamb. Real talk. Straight up. And let's prove it. Let's prove that he's the son of the Most High. He sit on the right-hand side. Let's go to Psalms 110. Or better yet, hold up. Psalms 2. Let's go to Psalms 2. The book of Psalms chapter 2. Let's go to Psalms 2. And it reads, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointing, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. He that sitteth in the Shamayim, or heavens, shall laugh. So the Lord got a sense of humor, y'all. He shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision or confusion. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex or distress them in his sole displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree that the Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. It's another Messianic prophecy right here. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and ye perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are they that put their trust in him. That's right. He gonna rule with a rod of iron, y'all. The Lord, Yeshua HaMashiach, when he come back and set his kingdom straight, he gonna rule with a rod of iron. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So Psalms chapter 2 is talking about the Messiah. Let's go to Psalms 110. Psalms 110. And it reads, the book of Psalms 110. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thy enemies thy footstool. The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thy enemies. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, and the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. The Lord hath sworn and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings. In the day of his wrath, he shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads of many countries. He shall drink of the brook, and the way thereof shall he lift up the head. That's right. So that's future prophecies. When they say all the countries, it's talking about all the nations. The Lord gonna rule over all the nations. You know, when he come back, the Messiah. Yes, indeed. So for all the Israelites out there, I hope y'all had those that observed the Feast of Trumpets, you know. I hope y'all had a blessed Feast of Trumpets. Y'all blew y'all shofars if y'all have a shofar. Now, for all the Israelites that don't have a shofar, don't feel bad. What you could do is, like I say, read scriptures and go on YouTube and listen to the sound of shofar and think about the Messiah and the Most High. Meditate on your favorite scriptures, you know, pray, and there you have it, you know, because these feast days is all not about eating. You know, you see Israelites get it misunderstood. They think they could worry about going eat some lamb chops or some salmon and some yellow rice and string beans. No, it's not about stuffing your face with food. It's about giving honor to the Most High in Christ and the remembrance of what they did for Israel throughout the scriptures. Because you got a lot of Israelites, they like going to the feast days. They going there just to eat. They ain't going there to hear scriptures. You know, they going there just to stuff their fat faces full of food. They bellies, man. You know, that's letting you know they God is their belly. You know, there ain't nothing wrong eating good food, but you still got to eat the spiritual food, which is this word, the word of the Most High, this Bible. Yes, indeed. Yeah, but I'm still here. Hold up, let me see something right quick. There we go. All praises. Yeah, because you know, there we go. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 8. Because you know, you cannot just live by bread alone. Let me go there. Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 3. No, I'm going to start at verse 1. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 1 through 3. And it reads, all the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply and go and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thy heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger and fed thee with manna, which thou hast knewest not, neither did thy fathers knew, that he might make thee know that man do not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Lord do man live. So you see, you cannot live by food and water by alone. You gotta also feed the spirit. And how do you feed the spirit? By reading his word, fasting, prayer. Prayer. A lot of Israelites need to improve their prayer life, including myself. Because you see, sometimes when you're going through things in life and you let the enemy get into your head, and it hinders your prayer life. Real talk. It hinders your prayer life. But you got to bounce back, saints. You got to rebuke them thoughts and call out to the Father and Son, because that's your power, Israel. Keep your head up during this season. I know y'all going through a tough season. I know some of the saints are going through a tough season right now, and y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know who y'all are, but don't give up. Keep the faith, because this world is falling. There's a lot of soulless people walking in this world, a lot of funny people that ain't right. A lot of people not right in this world, So sometimes you gotta just ask the Most High to give you the gift of discernment, and He will let you know who's who. If you really in tune with the Most High Yah and walking after Yahshua, He'll let you know who's who. And sometimes we get in our feelings and we don't want to let certain people go or cut them off because you enjoy the company of certain people. You just gotta, and it's just a general message for anybody. It's a general message, whether you in this Israelite movement or in the world. You gotta just cut people off that serve you no purpose or that's hindering your spiritual growth. Some of y'all in relationships that's hindering y'all faith. Y'all need to get out of these relationships, these toxic relationships. It's not good to be in an unevenly yoked situation or relationship, because let's keep it above. Most people are in situational ships these days. It's not nothing serious. It's just situational ships because of the status quo and peer pressure. Real talk. Nobody want to take the time to be alone, to meditate on the word of the Most High, because a lot of people are afraid to be by themselves due to the pressure of social media. So, and I understand we all desire companionship, whether you're a man or a woman, because the word says it's not good for man to be alone. And vice versa, it's not good for no human to be alone, because the Most High created us to be sociable creatures. But in this day and age, you can't just give your energy to anybody, because everybody don't have your best interest. Everybody don't have your best interest, and that's real talk. Shalom, Sister Weezy One Love. Happy Feast of Trumpets, beloved sister. Happy Feast of Trumpets. Yes, indeed. I was blowing the shofar on a video. I was playing God is Our Strength, shofar blowing. Yes, indeed. I hope you had a good Sabbath and Feast of Trumpets. Like I say, we only could do what best we could do. Everybody ain't going to do it 100%. Like I say, some Israelites observed it last weekend. Some observe it this weekend. Some might observe it next weekend. Now, next weekend is the Day of Atonement. The Day of Atonement is going to be on Sunday, on the 24th, I think. Matter of fact, let me go check my calendar. Yeah, next Sunday at sundown to Monday sundown. Now, I tried to take them days off at my job, but they didn't give it to me. So what I might do is I'm just going to observe it on my off days, my normal. I'm off the 25th and the 26th, so I might just observe the Day of Atonement at sundown on the 25th, because like I say, the Most High know all the circumstances we going through in this walk. So you got to get in where you fit at, Zion, Now, some Israelites, they don't keep the feast days, They got their reasons, Some say, because we're in the land of our captivity, but that's their business. I'm not going to judge them, because like I said, I have no heaven or hell to pit nobody in, That's their business. If they don't want to keep the feast days, that's their right. But like I said, I have no heaven or hell to pit nobody in, But for those saints that are trying to keep the feast days, Big salute to y'all. Big salute to y'all. You know. But yeah, keep y'all head up, Saints, man, because I know it's a tough season. You know, this walk ain't easy, but you got to endure, Zion. You have to endure. You have to endure. Yeah, like I said, I played the show for on live, but like I said, you know, those who observe it, man, all praises, man. Y'all be blessed. You know, hope y'all had a good Sabbath. And like I was just discussing about, like, you have some Israelites, they got to work on the Sabbath. You know, don't quit your job because, things are rough out here, with the inflation. It's hard out here, brothers and sisters, after you pay all your bills and you barely have money to buy groceries. You know, we live in a corrupt society. We do. This capitalistic society is all rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged to make the poor suffer. It's rigged to make the poor suffer. Straight up. But all right. I've been on here for 47 minutes. Seems like nobody tuning in or participating. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the stream up. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the stream up. And enjoy the rest of my night. But y'all be blessed and y'all be safe, man. Like I see, happy feast of trumpets. I just want to come on here and acknowledge it. Acknowledge the feast of trumpets. Talk about it. So y'all have a blessed night. And I'll go ahead and sign off for the night. All right. Y'all be blessed, man. Shalom and peace.